Good morning. Look who I found. You guys, look who I found. I got Matt. He was on the streets, and look at what he's rocking. The Collect What You Love, Collecting and Connecting Christmas sweater.
How can I not wear
Goodness,
this
dude.
thing? It's amazing. It's so comfortable.
Yeah, I got to get mine here ASAP. I hope you wear that to some Christmas parties.
I definitely will. And the craziest thing is looking at it online, I didn't really look too deeply into it. I expected like one of those like scratchy wool sweaters, and it showed up it's like, a faux wool sweater, and I love it so much more than a regular wool sweater. It's totally gonna get some wear. It's so comfortable and not itchy. So I'm liking this new age of Christmas sweaters.
Yeah, they were really itchy, and the itchiness would like be accentuated because it was always hot.
Always. Yeah, I remember my wife and I years ago, we went to a local thrift store and we got the ugliest sweaters we could find, and then we like decorated them with glitter and paint and pins, and it was just the most uncomfortable thing to wear, but it was fun. But like I like this new style. I can get behind these a lot more.
Hell yeah, man. Well, it looks great on you. I gotta be honest.
I think it's gonna look great on everyone. It's just like a cool like you got the
Yeah.
You got the what do you collect patch over here?
Yeah.
You got your collecting and connecting patch over here.
Yes, dude. The logos look so funny. How
It's
they're
perfect.
just like
It's perfect. Love it. There's football and basketball.
yeah,
It's great.
dude.
It's great. Well,
So Sixers are, dude, Tyrese Maxey might be him.
yeah, it's extremely frustrating this season and last season as a Sixers fan. Like you have two max players that both at one time were MVP caliber, and neither of them can stay on the court. Their bodies are breaking down. We've seen Embiid's body just break down year after year after year. So, like at this point, there's no shock there at all.
Right.
Paul George, cool. He signed with the Sixers. Like, feels good to land a big free agent like that. We've gotten Harden, we've gotten Butler, we've had all these guys. Ben Simmons is 4-time All-Star next to Joel Embiid. Like, no matter what we do, we just can't get over that hump. The style of play without Embiid and George on the floor, the pace is like 2.5 times higher. Not 2.5 times, like 25% higher. And like, it's one of those things where you watch the games, and I watch every game. When George and Embiid are on the floor, like Maxey and Edgecombe and Grimes just leave them in the dust, and it winds up being like a 5-on-3 because those guys just want to move, go. And you saw last night without Embiid and George on the floor, Maxey had 35 through three quarters and was ultra aggressive. And if you have guys like PG and Embiid like gumming up the lanes or gumming up the gears, it's impossible for him to break through. And so I think I don't know anybody in the league who's going to take Embiid or Paul George, but man, if we could move those guys for young pieces to build around Tyrese, I mean, we would really be cooking, because this team, in order to succeed, needs to just move fast. You got Dominic Barlow, young guy. You got, Edgecombe, young guy. Maxey, young guy. McCain, young guy. Even Grimes is young compared to, and then you have like the Mount Rushmore of old dudes, with Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry and Paul George and Andre Drummond. And I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, I'm glad we have made our team younger. But Trendon Watford got hurt, and Hunter Salas is on two-way, so he's not up all the time. And Justin Edwards is hotter and colder than I don't know. Put in NBA player here. He just will go 1 of 11 one night, and then he'll go like 13 of 15 the next night. So I think we're trending in the right direction to build younger, but man, like you would think like a former MVP like Embiid and perennial all-star like Paul George, we would have a little bit more stability, but those guys just can't stay on the court. And every team has their issues except for the Thunder, and we have ours.
Yeah, the Thunder don't seem to have any issues.
And they're set with picks forever.
20-1, I think I read.
I think there's a scenario where the Thunder could get Giannis.
Dude.
They have the assets that the Bucks would take.
Yeah.
You want to do a fun exercise? Are you familiar with Fanspo?
Is that the where you
trade machine?
Like trade? Yeah.
Yeah. So go to tools at the top there, and then trade machine and cat manager. Yeah, Giannis is the number one most traded player right now.
Wow.
I always come here because I like to see like who people think are moving. It's always interesting to see. So like I see Gabe Vincent and Maxi Kleber there, which is very interesting to me. Like who are the Lakers trading for in that scenario?
Yeah.
Connects up there too. So it's always interesting to come on to here. But like if you throw Bucks in there as team 1, and let's throw Thunder in as team 2.
Where are we at? Thunder.
So Giannis is $54 million, so you have to match that salary. So you're like, obviously you're not giving away Shea, but you're probably giving away Hartenstein and Dort in that type of deal. So that gets you to $46 million. So then you need to throw in another $10 million. So they probably want like an Aaron Wiggins type guy that can come in, and Aaron Wiggins should be like exactly $10 million, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
I was just looking at other players.
And then if you move Giannis over, almost perfectly matched. Okay, so both are under the apron. So money-wise, we're good now. So now it's a matter of sweeteners. And then if you go to picks, look at the number of picks, 27-7. You can see it on the roster. Yeah. So there's the pick from Philly. So you can trade that pick. You can trade their own 2026 pick. You can trade the San Antonio pick in 2027, the Denver pick in 2027. Like you could probably send the Bucks 7 round 1 picks and still have round 1 picks to make yourself. This is what I'm saying. Like, and then you have Chet, Giannis, and Shea for at least the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Like they already can't be beat, and you add Giannis into the mix. It's like unfair.
There would be riots.
But I was looking through. I spent like a half hour, 40 minutes last night. I was going through every team, and there's no doubt in my mind that the Thunder can offer the Bucks the best possible package for Giannis.
Wow. Yeah, I mean
the other argument is you don't fuck with a 20-1 team, right?
Right.
But
and
it's Giannis.
And I think Dort and Wiggins are a big part, and Hartenstein, obviously. But
I mean, so far this season, Jokic, SGA, and Giannis are all having historic seasons.
Yeah.
Their numbers are in certain aspects. Like if the season ended today, all 3 of them would have numbers that exceed some of the best numbers in NBA history in terms of like wins above replacement and all that kind of, all those kind of advanced metrics. Like all 3 of them are just like completely crazy right now. But the whole Giannis thing started because there was a rumor that he went and deleted all of his Buck stuff off of his IG and his X, which turned out to just be like normal fake news. But it's clear that he's unhappy there. It's clear that he wants to win and doesn't feel like this is a winning team. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Obviously, Giannis has been in trade rumors forever.
Yeah.
But I think the Thunder by far have the best package to offer. the Thunder aren't going to go after guys like Ja and Zion. There's absolutely no reason for them to add them into the mix, like no reason whatsoever. But a guy like Giannis can seamlessly fit in and take you to a whole other level. Like they could go 81-1 if they add Giannis and everybody stays healthy. Like I don't know. I think the Thunder's record would certainly be in jeopardy.
Yeah. That's insane. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't
mean,
why the Thunder would.
Yeah, the Bucks would have to send another mid-salary guy to make the roster stuff work. But I mean, like money-wise, there's a ton of guys you can trade Giannis for. That part's easy. But if you're the Bucks, you want to get more first-round picks than Drew Holiday got, which was 5. So like. That sort of set the market a couple of years ago, which is still one of the craziest numbers I've ever seen. And the Celtics wound up being the beneficiary of it. Well, I guess the Bucks were too. They both won championships.
Laurie.
No, here you go. You did
the Jazz.
Yeah, you guys have the picks. That's true.
Yeah, we got to figure out what we're going to do, dude. The Jazz are in trouble. The league is in trouble. The Thunder have the Jazz top 8 protected. The Jazz's pick is top 8 protected. So if the Jazz finish 9th, the Thunder get their freaking pick.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. No offense to the Jazz. But
well, dude, have you seen how bad some of these teams are this year?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things that we see every few years. Like this draft class is particularly strong. Like even the Wemby class, which we look at as an amazing class, was really like a 3 or 4 player class. Like the Thompson twins, Chet and Wemby are just like super above average. But like even guys like Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson and these guys, like great players, just not staying on the court. I think Brandon Miller probably will make it into that pantheon for that draft class. But like this draft class, very solid. Last year's draft class, I think the jury's still out. A lot of great players, but no like transcendent superstars. But you have Cam Boozer and you have Dybonsta and you have all these guys that look Darren Peterson, like all these guys that look like they're going to be like stars. And so everybody wants to be down there. Like they just saw it happen with the Mavericks and it's like, what the hell? So we'll see what happens. If the Mavericks win another lottery, we all riot. I think
absolutely
deservedly. So I mean I think it makes sense for these teams to do that. Like the Pelicans should be getting whatever they can for Zion, like literally anything. I think Zion in another place could get things going. I think the same thing is true about Ja. I think that team right now is better without him because he doesn't want to be there anymore. So like I could see those two guys moving. I don't know what the price would be. The Clippers, I don't even know how to fix. They are they're toast. The Clippers are proof of the changeover in this league. And what I mean by that is, I was talking to so many people last year about like why are the Sixers continuing to add veterans because they have playoff experience. They can't even make it to the playoffs. So when they do, they're just getting run around like they're standing still because it's a young man's league now. We're no longer in the days where the pace of play was so plodding. Think early 2000s. Like there were games finishing like 81-78, and it was normal, and it was a slow pace of play, and veterans just feasted, and guys were playing into their late 30s, no problem all the time. Now you play in your late 30s, like even LeBron, who's an absolute freak of nature, is getting laps run around him by the younger guys. And so the Clippers decided to build around aging superstars and, old role players. Chris Dunn, awesome player. I don't think he gets anywhere near enough credit. He's getting up there in age. Nick Batum, old for NBA
Dude,
standards.
Nick Batum is
It's weird for me to call people old because like I'm the same age as a lot of these guys, but like Nick Batum,
same.
old for NBA standards. James Harden, past his prime. Kawhi Leonard, who the hell even knows anymore? Like, so like this is the problem. Chris Paul obviously now like leaving. You got the two Kobe's, you got a bunch of young guys. Like, I don't know, try to move these guys, get what you can get, and like you got to start over because if you keep trying to add these aging superstars, it doesn't work in today's NBA. Thunder, led by SGA and Chet and Jalen Williams, young guys. Lakers being led by Luka, Austin Reeves, DeAndre Ayton, all young guys. Oh, should we talk about DeAndre Ayton, by the way? We'll come back to him. Rockets, you got Şengün, you got Amen Thompson. Obviously you've added Kevin Durant there, but the core is so young. Jabari Smith, the core is just so young and talented there. Spurs, Castle, Harper, Wemby, even De'Aaron Fox is not super old yet.
No,
Nuggets don't count because you have Nikola Jokic and that's all that you need. Timberwolves, you have Ant, who's another one of those superstars on his own. Suns are another one that's like on the verge of problems here because Booker isn't enough to get it done, and I think Beal's out for the season. Well, Beal was on the Clippers. So that's a whole other issue.
He's out.
But even when Booker had the help of Durant and Beal, they still couldn't go anywhere. So they have their own problems. Warriors are super aging. So they have problems, but like you're seeing, the young teams on top, those first four teams are led by two or more young players.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you go up to the Eastern Conference, you still have teams that like the Pistons, young guys, the Raptors, young guys, the Heat, young guys, the Knicks, not so much. They just play really well together. Magic, young guys, Cavs, mostly young, and then an aging Donovan Mitchell. Hawks are being led by a group of young, like youth is taking over the league, and it could not be more clear. What's going to be interesting is, guys like Zion and Ja and LaMelo, guys that are probably going to move this season. Where are they going to go? Can they get their careers back on track? Because the talent is clearly there.
Yeah. I had a take recently that I don't think I don't know if I'm ready to double down on this, but I just don't know. I don't see Ja Morant making another All-Star game.
I think you might possibly be right there. He needs to get out of Memphis. There is a problem with that city and with Ja. He's got to go somewhere else. Whether that's the Clippers, whether that's I don't know.
Jazz would be
great
fit.
Like he needs to go somewhere that number one has a coach that can discipline him in the right way. Number two, where he gets surrounded with good people who put him in positions to succeed on and off the court. And then number three, he needs to find his love for basketball again, because watching his body language, he's not having fun anymore.
No.
2019 through 2023, dude was just having a blast. He was, the block
throwing
on the
grenades,
dunks everywhere. So we need to, you need to rekindle that love with the sport. And we see every once in a while, like guys like that switch teams and everything changes. But he has to get some help from the franchise.
The thing with Ja is like his dunk numbers drop every year.
Yep.
And I mean, when you take away his highlights, he's suddenly, he's a below average 3-point shooter.
Yep.
He's an average facilitator. He's an average shooter from, anywhere else. He's still going to be great. He's still fast, but like
I think somebody in the organization made some comments to him about dunking, because there was that whole thing last year where he said he was refusing to dunk and he just started doing layups. Like, it's clear somebody said something to him.
Yeah.
But he had MVP votes 21-22 and 22-23. He was averaging 26, 27 points, but his effective field goal shooting was 53% in 21-22. This year it's 38.5. Like, there's clearly something wrong going on there for a guy to drop that precipitously. Like even last year, he was shooting over 50% effective field goals. So like something really wrong has happened over the offseason. He's shooting 17% from three, basically.
Yeah.
The lowest he ever had before that was 27%. He's been between 30 and 34 the rest of his career, which is like, oh, you have it up on your screen too. So yeah, like obviously that's not terrible. And he fills it in with a ton of assists and rebounds and steals per game. So like he can still fill up the box score, but I mean, look at those numbers across the board. There's clearly something wrong there.
Yeah.
He's reverted back to his rookie numbers.
Well, and what's
almost
his
exactly.
injury? What's his injury right now? Calf strain. Okay.
Yeah, his injury is we need you off the court. We'll figure out what to do with you. That's
probably
the way I read into that.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm very interested to see.
But like that says November 17th. There's no update since November 17th. It's December 3rd.
Yeah.
It says 2 weeks. So like we should have at least gotten something yesterday or Monday with an update 2 weeks later. It's radio silent. So there's definitely something very wrong there.
Yeah. I just don't know what team would take him.
I mean,
if I'm the Jazz, I'm not touching him.
A lot of teams should take him. Teams that are doing extremely well right now shouldn't. But like a team like the Wizards, like what else do you have to lose? Like it's still not working, even with a bunch of young guys. What do you have to lose to try it out? A team like I don't even know. He's not going to go to the Pacers. They don't really have the salary match because you're not going to send Halliburton.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the number of teams that would take it was probably small. Like maybe Minnesota takes a chance on him. A Ant backcourt. Like I could see that reigniting Ja to have some fun. Take some pressure off him being the number 2 guy instead of the number 1 guy. I think that can help him a lot.
They would have to move Rudy at that point.
I mean, Rudy Gobert is one of the greatest playoff liabilities I've ever seen in my years of watching basketball. Dude is an absolute menace on the defensive end. Great to have, but in a league where everything is 3-pointers, it is so easy for him to just fade into the darkness in the playoffs. And we've seen it year after year after year. You saw it with the Donovan Mitchell teams in Utah. Now we're seeing the same thing happen with Minnesota. Like they can't get over the hump because they're playing 5-on-4 during these long stretches of time where he's just standing there waiting for the rebound. Like they don't even go inside against him because why even try? I mean, you can just shoot threes. So, and he's not quick enough on the perimeter. So as great of a defender, as like all-time great of a defender as he is, he's not a championship winning guy. He's just not.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. If I'm the Jazz, though, I do kick the tires on Zion.
Interesting. Do you think Larry is getting moved?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I can't decide. I think the Jazz should move him to make sure that they don't finish out of the I don't want them to lose their pick. I think that's more in jeopardy than you're realizing.
Jazz
they just beat
tonight.
the Rockets.
True.
Like Will Hardy is too good, but here, let's do this. Let's give Larry to the Pistons in exchange for I mean Ivy, come on over.
You're going to have to take the expiring contract of Tobias Harris in this deal.
Yeah, I know.
There's no way around that.
We're not in a money pinch.
Yeah, I mean that money would work right now.
So Ron Holland, Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, and I mean
probably
we need a
pick
pick
or two. Yeah. So yeah. It's down next to the roster button. Lower.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Picks. So let's have I don't know. I don't know what pick we would want. We have a
Well,
bunch of picks.
you want the
coming in, so-
2026 first. Obviously, the Pistons are good, but you want to pick in this year's upcoming draft for sure.
Yeah.
So it would probably be like the 26 and 28 first round picks because you can't do back-to-back years.
Right.
Seppian rule.
Yep. So that's probably a trade that I would be excited about. Although, yeah, I don't know. I love Larry, and he's incredibly underrated. And
hey, Kingmaker in this drop today, he's been playing like an absolute superstar, top 25 player in the league so far. So
yeah,
he earned his Kingmaker and throwback jersey, and it's interesting. We had a long discussion about the fifth Kingmaker in this drop. We were talking about Laurie, we were talking about James Harden, and we were talking about a few other players. And it was just one of those things where like he was playing just so far above where he's ever been, and it was so clear that he was ascending to, whatever, like 28th prime in NBA. He's entered his prime. You can see in the age 23, 24 years, which is when guys just figure it out.
yeah.
He started figuring it out, which led to these last 4 seasons where he's just been unreal. Like,
he's averaging 28 this year.
Yeah.
28, 6'2".
You see leaps like this in the NBA, but like what he's doing this season is just pretty crazy. We'll see if it lasts, but we felt pretty good about getting him in there. He just every single game he seems like a focal point of the game, and we'll see what happens if he stays there or goes. But he definitely earned it with this 51-point outburst.
Yeah, I mean, how do you guard that? You can't guard that.
Yeah, he's what, 6'11"?
He's 7 foot. Legitimately a legit 7 feet tall.
He does everything.
Yeah.
Like 7 feet tall riding the floor like that. Like, obviously we live in a world where these guys are, starting to show up more and more in the league. Yeah. But I mean,
look at that catch and shoot.
Yeah. I mean, his game is basically Kevin Durant, but in a slightly more muscular body.
Yep, exactly. Dude, these look so good.
The team did an unbelievable job on them. I just can't get over, like, when you play the video, like all that stuff moves.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see with how quickly the animations go, but everything is animated. If you look at the set panel, the corners, the border is all little diamonds.
Yeah.
The crown is all diamonds with the NBA logo. Fun fact, first time ever in NBA Top Shot, you can go back and look through every set art in the history of product. None have ever had the NBA logo on its own on a set art. And we got permission to do it for the first time in product history. And so, the king is the Kingmaker words with the crown on the throne made of jewels. It was really like the original idea behind Kingmaker was we wanted an answer to the sort of logo man one-of-one pulls from Flawless, and this was sort of our answer there. We toyed with the idea of like adding crowns onto the actual cage of the moment, and like changing the shape a little bit, which is something we're still exploring. But maybe next season we'll be able to go a little bit deeper there. But we were working on this while simultaneously we were working on those skyline moments. Which have you sat down and like really like dug into each of those artworks?
Not the skylines, no. I've looked at the other ones. Let's get to a skyline.
Yeah, pick one of the cities you've been to.
Let's look at my favorite city that I've been to from here pre-insanity takeover would be the Portland.
Yeah, so with the Portland one, we talked about this on the reveal stream the other day, but obviously this people that are from the Pacific Northwest will recognize that this isn't a real skyline. We basically took different POVs of the city and spliced them together to really show the city as a whole. But like, people will say, hey, from this angle you would never see that mountain there, which is true, but it's a big part of the city to have that in there. We wanted to make sure it was there, and
right.
We said this on the other stream, but like, you have to go through every single building in these images to see if they have a trademark on them. And if they have a trademark on them, we have to remove them. So like the CN Tower on Toronto, and there's certain other buildings in other places that people from the cities may be like, oh, how could they not have X, Y, and Z? Well, for some reason, those buildings decided to trademark themselves and can't be used. So
that's insane.
It's the funny things you don't really think about as a consumer, I'm sure. Like, I would never think in a million years you have to get a building in the skyline approved to be an artwork. But
yeah,
here we are. We did something new. We learned something new.
These look awesome.
Yeah, you can see when you zoom in the sort of like holographic pattern, which when it's moving, this all moves along with it. So it really gives that foil look to it when it's a static image.
Yes, dude. Oh, that's so cool how it transitions from the. Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. Right. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we have like the player introductions for all these. Like, we were able to get some really cool footage for each of these.
And the goal is to get each team one, correct?
Yeah, all 30 teams will get one this season. Yep.
That's going to be so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the team did such an amazing job on this. There were a lot of late nights, and if you look at the front panel, I want to call out something else that's a first ever in Top Shot. Yeah. What do you see that's missing that every other moment in Top Shot has? Every other set has that this one doesn't.
The name?
The name is not on the glass. We finally got permission to remove the name off the glass and superimpose it, obviously, right on the image. To give a little throwback story, the very first Origin set, the one that was Jokic and Luka and like all the superstars first rookie moments on platform, the original idea was to do it sort of like the same comic book style of the Origins that are in this drop with the rookies, but we wanted to have the names directly on the image like in a comic book and remove it from the glass, and we weren't able to do that. And even with this one, we weren't able to do it, but we were able to do it with the skylines, which is a huge step forward. I personally love it on there as somebody growing up, collecting cards where, the nameplate is always as part of the art, not something like overlaid on the art. So something to keep an eye on there as we, move into the future of a world where we can remove the names from the glass and really make the names pop and stand out on the moments. That to me was a really exciting thing to do, which to most people probably seems very, very small in the grand scheme of things, but to me, just helps us make these moments look even more beautiful.
Dude, that's awesome. That didn't occur to me. That's why you're here, Matt. Give us some juicy nuggets.
Yeah, give you the internal context, but for certain things. And then, of course, we have the debuts of Yao Ming and Oscar Robertson. We have the rookie premieres of David Robinson and Allen Iverson. Like, this drop is like so stacked. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude, I was looking at this drop, and I think this is the most stacked drop in Top Shot's history.
It has to be. We have, let's see,
and I love, I love that you guys went with. I think it's cool that Yao Ming's Top Shot debut is an ultimate, and not like a freaking 28,000 mint common.
Yeah, exactly. I think we have 57 total ultimates in this drop, which obviously is by far the most we've ever had in a single drop. But man, the ultimate roster for this drop is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. I need to filter by newest release date, right?
Yep.
Big O.
I mean, a 1-of-1 Big O from the 1971 championship, his only career championship, and we got footage from the game where he won his first championship. We tried for several other games, so I'll give you a little nugget. So Oscar Robertson, the original plan with Oscar Robertson was to get footage from his first career game in 1960 and do a supernova. That was the original plan with Oscar Robertson. And we spent months trying to get that footage and get it in product. And we just weren't able to get it across the finish line. And then we had a bunch of other things like his career highs and stuff like that. The problem is Kareem is just everywhere. And we've run into this, we call it the Kareem problem now, because like Kareem is just always there. You know, you think about a time in the NBA, you know, we had the same problem when we went back with Bill Russell, like who's not in the RPA. These guys would just hang out under the basket waiting for rebounds. There was no defensive 3 seconds. So every time a guy drives in the lane, goes for a dunk, goes for a layup, goes for a floater, these guys are right there every single time. It's like, please give me one play where he's out on the court. And these guys played like 45 minutes a game. Like, it's like, come on. But yeah, we were just so happy to be able to get this footage and get Oscar Robertson in our product where he belongs. And, you know, Yao Ming literally got into the RPA while we were preparing for this drop. We were originally going to have Phil Jackson in that slot. And we had going to have footage of him as a player and a coach. One of the few in NBA history that has championships as a player and a coach. You know, obviously he became a hero of the game as a coach of Michael Jordan and the Bulls and then the Lakers with his, 9 championships. So, you know, hero of the game, maybe a little bit different definition with the coaching added. But yeah, he was in there. Lenny Wilkins was in the mix. And then Yao out of nowhere joins the RPA, and we send out approval immediately. Like, can we get you in product? NBA reaches out to them. His party, they say yes, no problem. Boom, we now have Yao Ming in the product.
Wow.
And so it was between this game, which he went nuts and like really cemented himself as a stud. There was also a game from his rookie season that we were trying to get. The play where he's under the basket and does like the underneath the basket layup that a lot of people know and love. Problem is, another one of the guys that drive us absolutely crazy, like Kareem and Bill Russell, Reggie Miller is everywhere. You don't realize how many plays Reggie Miller is in the late 90s and early 2000s until you try to source plays for a lot of these guys. He just happens to be everywhere. So we wound up with this play, which a block, runs the floor, dunks. Everybody's like, oh yeah, that's a Wemby thing. That's, you know, guys don't do that. And Steve Adams just did it. Like, we're living in a different world, and Yao was one of the first that showed that, hey, a guy that big can move like that. So just awesome to have him in product.
We've got the 10 and the 1-of-1, the Skylines, then the Kingmakers, Tyrese.
I mean, how many people on our platform have never gotten the opportunity to pull an ultimate? Like, there's never been a better opportunity to pull an ultimate. Like, I think a lot of people have felt like, oh yeah, I hit that rare in a chance pack, or oh my god, I hit a legendary in this rare pack. You know, I've never pulled an ultimate. You know, I know the person who pulled the VJ, and I've been badgering them for a trade to get that 1-of-1. I can't imagine what that feels like. I've ripped boxes and boxes and boxes of cards through my life. I've been in breaks where I've hit, you know, multi-$1,000 cards. I've hit a legendary multiple times, and Top Shot. Man, to hit a 1-of-1 or an ultimate of Iverson or David Robinson's first game or or Oscar Robertson's Top Shot debut, or like it's going to be amazing. And so like I
Mhm.
hope people get into the habit of like videoing their openings, because I want to see that. I want to experience it with you.
Yeah.
You know, even when you watch like Counter-Strike streamed and they do those the spins to get the new skins and stuff, and people lose their minds over hitting like a you know, mythic rare or whatever the rarity tier is. Like
Yep.
I want to see people experiencing that and
Mhm.
sharing that. And I know everybody doesn't want to be on screen. God, I don't care if you're on screen or not. I just want to hear the excitement in your voice. Like,
Yes,
you know,
dude.
I watch so many videos of breakers where you don't see the breaker's face necessarily, and they're going nuts.
Yep.
We need those moments in our product, and we have never ever had a product that can deliver that to the degree that this drop can deliver. And we haven't even talked about Mojo yet.
Yeah.
The first legendary set of the season.
Side note, I was DMing yesterday. We were doing the feed, and sometimes I'll just randomly message people because it's so easy now to just fire off a message.
Oh
to the
yeah.
feed.
In product, yeah.
And the guy that pulled the one of one, Con, I shot him a message just congratulating him, and super nice guy. And he's just a normal collector like me or you, and I'm telling him, like, dude, it's your moment, do what you want, but don't undervalue that thing. Like, I don't think that the value on some of these moments has been even like really realized yet.
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing some chatter, and you know, I don't respond to everything, but I think at this point I see everything, whether I see it firsthand, secondhand, or what I call third hand, which is somebody sends it to somebody that I work with, and that person then sends it to me. I see it like no matter what, whether I want to or not, and
Yeah.
I think some people are like, hey, you know, rookie debut is rookie debut, but like what happens when we get beyond it? I mean, rookie debut is my favorite thing to collect. I have literally every rookie debut on the entire platform, WNBA and NBA. I have every single one of them.
Wow.
And I look at this drop, and you know, you're now getting 27. You're getting the 27 moments in the Origins box, which you're having a guaranteed Origins box topper. So you have, you know, a chance to hit a Cooper flag out of 129 in these box toppers, and you have 27 total moments to rip, which is, you know, going to be a lot of fun, of course. And then you have these cases with 128 moments in it. You know, there were a lot less moments in the last case. I think it was, what was it, 32 total in the last cases. And these case toppers, have you taken a look at what's in these case toppers?
No. Are they
So
juiced?
yeah, juiced, it doesn't even like begin to explain it. Like if you go, if you go to view packs, and
Mm-hmm.
then in the top right there, hit case toppers. Just go through the moments you can pull.
Okay, we've got a one of one Fears. We've got a Steph Kingmaker. We've got the Raptors one of one, the Spurs one of one, the Yao Ming
Four
Ultimate.
Yao Ming ultimates.
Okay, the Luka Kingmaker.
5 Iverson Supernova,
Iverson
including the one
Supernovas.
and the perfect. 4 Robinson
David
Super.
Robinson.
Dylan
The
Harper,
Dylan
1 of
Harper.
1. Oscar Robertson jersey #1 perfect. So that's the diamond edition, plus 4 regular edition. Yao Ming diamond edition. And then we get into the 1 of 1.
The one of one, all of the
Mojos.
mojo. Oh my God, bro.
Like, this is what I'm saying. And you get 3 of these per case.
So you get a case, you're pretty much guaranteed like
You have a really high chance at a 1 of 1. Like the highest chance of a 1 of 1 in Top Shot history.
wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
These toppers are going to be selling for ridiculous amounts of money on them.
And the crazy thing is, if you buy a case, there is a minimum of 25 ultimates, because the packs, the 25 packs you have could also have ultimates in them.
Dude. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I really hope that people that get cases will share the experience. Whether it's on Discord, let's start, a live voice chat. People can jump in and share their screen. Like, let's do it. Like, hey, you're gonna jump on X Discord, like throw a tweet out, let people know so they can join in and watch. Like, I think the biggest thing from last drop is I didn't see nearly enough sharing the experience. I saw a lot of people talking about how awesome the experience was and how much fun it was. I didn't see enough sharing, and I'm hoping that changes on this drop, because man, there is some serious juice that I want to see the videos of them being pulled. I don't want to see it like pop up on the Twitter feed. I want to see it with my eyes. I want to experience it. So I really hope people record those experiences.
And that's exactly why I'm constantly noting that I wish that there were tighter pack limits for people, because you get more packs in more hands when you...
let's jump into the box. Let's take a look at those numbers, because I'd love to dig a little bit deeper. Let's look at the box as a thing that I think a lot of people, the highest number of people will go for.
Yes.
If we scroll down, we'll be able to see right there. So obviously 2 million plus 50 boxes, obviously a lot of boxes. We're talking about can I do math right now?
It's early, bro.
$12,500 to put in for 50 boxes. Is that right? Yeah, 12,500. So there are definitely going to be people who are doing that. Obviously, we have the VIP promotions going on that give people benefits for deposits and locking and all that jazz. And we've seen some really cool buys coming out of that. So major kudos to the VIP team getting that up and running and getting VIP back on track. For those that remember, we had Brian and Kyle who ran VIP for years, and the team basically had to start from scratch and has really done a great job getting things up and running. Another VIP perk is the people who reach platinum got a guaranteed purchase option of a case. The people who reach gold got a guaranteed purchase option of a box. So, we're finally getting to a point where we're able to provide these benefits that, should have been going out for the last few years. And now we have that infrastructure built out, and man, it's never been a better time to be a Dapper VIP with the perks and the money back and the deposit matches and all that kind of stuff. And obviously there's a lot of spend there, and not everybody can make that spend, but for those out there who are on the fence, there's never been a better time. But yeah, anyway, back to the purchase limit, what would you like to see on these limits?
Dude, two, three.
Two, yeah.
and then you can jump back in the queue if you want.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, that's definitely something we've toyed with, and we'll see how this drop goes. Obviously, the construction here is quite a bit different from the first drop. Still lots of Cooper flags, still lots of good stuff throughout, and I expect that we'll get close to that 2,500 number. But I mean, is it the end of the world if we only get 1,800 boxes sold? No, because people are going to come back and open boxes. Shit, I would keep going back and opening boxes. For people who haven't opened them yet, it's just fun. It opens up into your account, and you have the 7 total packs there or the 28 total packs there, and you get to rip a lot of great brand new content. Yep. Everything in every pack you see here is 100% brand new content.
Yep. Yeah, this is where I'll be. I'll be down here.
I will definitely be there with you. I'm going to. I moved some money from my Coinbase because I'm going to go for a few boxes here. But if I don't get them, that money is absolutely going to trickle down into here, trying to chase that Iverson. I'm bummed I don't own the Iverson stepping over to Ron Lou, and one of these days I will get that moment. But to get a moment from his very first career game, like I have to do everything I can to get one of those. So I will be chasing it in the boxes, which I have a slightly higher chance at, and then of course in these packs. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can score one of them.
If I pull one, bro, I will trade it to you for a.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. It's one of those things where like I hope I hit a 1 of 1 or out of 10 that I can make that trade for the Iverson, because I'll gladly give a 1 of 1 to Jeremiah Fears for a supernova of Iverson. Some people are probably like, you're insane, but Iverson is the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
Like straight up. Like, I idolized him growing up. When I went and played in the basketball leagues I played in, this is the guy that I modeled my game after. And I was young and strong and in shape. I was a good baller. And then I got to high school and I went to try out for the basketball team my freshman year. And I was basically laughed out of the gym because I was the shortest one there by like 6 inches. I was, at the time I was like 5'3". But
wow,
my whole game was just passing and cutting and now I'm like almost 5'7", but even 5'7" was not going to be tall enough to continue playing basketball. And then I thought about becoming a coach, which I never did. Although I did just see my local CYO team, literally at a school in my town, was looking for basketball coaches. So I shot them an email, shot my shot. So hopefully I get to do some basketball coaching on the side here, something I've always wanted to do and have a lot of enjoyment in, just like calling plays, knowing like, okay, like, they're going to blitz here. Like, just like calling out what is coming. All time, just learning the intricacies of basketball and seeing the different offensive and defensive sets. Like, I love all that stuff. And, being able to teach young kids how to play the game the right way and look for your teammates and, all that kind of stuff. I think basketball is being taught right now better than it's ever been taught. You have guys coming up that fill the box score. They have points, they have rebounds, they have assists, they have blocks, they have steals. They see guys like Jokic and Giannis and SGA and Luka that just completely fill up the stat sheet. And I've realized, hey, I need to do everything to be a superstar in this league. Scoring is no longer enough to be a superstar, as Donovan Mitchell will show you. Amazing player, perennial all-star. He's not a superstar because he doesn't have that full, complete package. And so it looks like these guys in college I'm watching, the assist numbers are way up. Guys are crafty. They're excited to make good passes. They're no longer trying to ball hog and play superstar basketball. It's really great to see, and hopefully that continues, and hopefully I can help be a part of what that would be. So if you see me in 10 years at like a D3 college as head coach, you'll remember this moment that, hey, remember when he was trying to go be a CYO coach? Well, he finally made it. So pipe dream.
The Mojos are insane.
Yeah, so you're looking at the Galactic and Omega parallel right there, the out of 5 and out of 1. Now, obviously, you see the frames and you see the motion in the background. Wait till you see these parallels on a Hollow Icon this season. It is going to absolutely blow you away how insane these look. Obviously the Mojo has very, very bespoke art with paint strokes and, the paint splashes on the floor where the players are taking steps. And so, obviously other legendary sets are not going to have that full background, which when you see the court background versus what these parallels look like without any background there, it's truly mind-blowing. The team just really knocked it out of the park, and obviously we're just scratching the surface of what is possible. But if you go back to previous seasons and look at what we're trying to do here, we've really stepped it up. to make sure that these moments pop and they're shareable and they excite you and get you giddy. Like, just like the first time I saw this Mojo art, I saw a player panel and I saw the paint flying off the floor where the player was stepping. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just,
They're splashing
amazing.
in Mojo.
Yep.
Dude,
Yeah, so there
like,
you can see the parallel a lot better.
This is kind of exactly plays into what the biggest thing I've wanted.
Oh wow, I just noticed that the Omega logo is not populating there, neither is the Galactic. Thank you for showing me that. We will get that fixed ASAP.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's not showing. We have the...
See if I refresh. Yeah, no. I have multiple, you know, whether it be infinite objects or just more ways to display your moment. And this is like so sick to download this image.
Yeah, take a look at the Galactic, the Galactic while we're here. So just click it on the right side there. Yep, the middle one. Sorry. Yeah, so you can see the stars and the galaxies that are sort of coming through in the Mojo. Yeah.
Yeah, unreal, dude. Unreal. How is it? How impossible is it? Well, nothing's impossible to get the serial number on the thumbnail like that.
Interesting. For like each specific serial.
Yeah.
So that's something that we're working on. It'll be part of like the interactive moment. So when you go to the interactive moment, it'll show like the actual serial. Definitely something we're working on doing. The was it the Kingmaker? One of them we originally had like 1 of 1 on the player panel, and we had to remove it. But like it's something we're working through of like how do we get this, like the 1 of 1's easy because there's 1 of them.
Yeah.
Like how do we make it so that every single moment shows the serial? Something that we're working on, and we want to make sure that it looks good and looks right and doesn't take away from anything else in the moment. So definitely something that's top of mind that we're working through. But with the amount of art that we're churning out, like we're just making sure that like the moments look as amazing as possible. And that's something that is somewhat on the back burner, but it's ticketed. It's something that we want to do. And you'll definitely see it in the future. Maybe not by this season, but certainly by next.
Awesome. Because then you're really unlocking like the profile picture opportunities, the digital picture frame slideshows, where you're really having so many more options to display your moment.
Yep, exactly right. What other questions you got for me?
Oh,
Hit me with them. I got my Celsius. I'm caffeinated. I'm in my Collect What You Love sweater. Drop day. Let's go.
Dude, it's drop day. I'm so pumped. Fast break packs go out today.
Yes.
For the last run.
And the fast break packs are just filled with stuff from this drop. I think people are going to be very happy to receive those later today.
You know what's funny, dude, is before the season started, I've been preaching parallels for years. I love parallels. It gives you more variety to collect.
Yep.
I understand a lot of people were complaining about it.
Club collection, man. I love it so much.
These look so good, and they are, like me and El Frampton were talking about this, they're not easy to get.
Have you become aware of a collector who changed their name to Club Collection?
Yes. We saw them on the feed.
An awesome collection they have.
Yes, dude.
I don't know who that is, but if you're listening, kudos to you. You are my current favorite account to keep an eye on because it looks
Yep.
like you're going for it, and it's not an easy set to get. But man, like at the end of the season, however many we're able to make here, how cool would it look on like a big poster, just seeing them all next to each other, like with the
Yes.
colors like leading into each other, like all the Spurs and then all the Jazz and then all the Pistons and all it's gonna look just so cool.
Look at the floor on the Keontae George, $27.
Average sale $28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Castle at 16. I mean, the cheapest ones are like $8-9.
Yep. Which, we talk about this a lot. I think you and I have talked about it several times. Like the idea of tiers, introducing all these parallels that are so much fun to collect. The idea of tiers sort of fades away, and this whole idea of tiers is obviously a construct of our own from day one of Top Shot. Like, hey, there are common moments that are going to be in this range, and there are rare moments that are going to be in this range, and legendary moments that are going to be in this range. I'm a card collector. At the end of the day, I only care about how many exist. I don't care if it's called a common or a rare or a legendary or an ultimate or a fandom. I care about how many exist. That's what I make my decisions based on, not a made up tier, based on the amount that exists. It's about how much exists. Like the Steph Curry MSFE, there's less of them than a lot of rares. There's less of them, obviously, than most commons. And so, like, you take a look at that moment, and it's like, man, like, who cares what this is called in terms of tier? This is an absolutely sick moment where there's really not that many of you. That's another great Steph moment, 183.
L. Frampton, beta founder, gifted me this moment. Check this out. I talked about this yesterday. L. Frampton gifted me, literally delivered to my porch, wrapped, shot ready, and he wrote me a really nice note in here. And
what a legend!
He put in the note, he wrote
is that a Top Shot debut sticker?
No, it's a beta sticker.
Oh, okay. I mean, close enough. Yeah, close enough.
But he wrote a redeem link code in here with a smiley face.
That's awesome.
And he knows I collect Serial 13, so I type it in, and
my,
gifted me this Steph from last year.
That's incredible.
13. Yeah, dude, he's such a nice guy. But yeah, mint count over, like this Luca I have. I had the 11. I got someone to trade me their 13 for my 11, and there's only 25 of this version.
Yeah, I love the depth that the Hex Wave creates.
Yes, dude. When you look at it sideways, when you spin it in app,
yep.
Yeah, it's incredible. And right now, a lot of these parallels, in my opinion, and I'm not just trying to glaze Top Shot, like a lot of them are underpriced, because as we continue to see more cardboard collectors come onto the platform, I mean, look at this Steph. That's what I'm saying, bro. I got this Steph for like $18. I'm like, dude, that's out of 25. The floor is now 185. Look at that. The jukebox is cheaper than the Hex Wave.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, look, the floor is me. Dude, I got to cancel that sell. I don't want to be the floor.
$100.
185. Yeah, no, I'm
there you
canceling
go. You
that.
get rid of, yeah, you're the reason why the floor's so low. Come on, man.
185.
But yeah, I mean, they're fun. They're exciting. It gives people another path if they want to collect, lower mint versions of these things. And
dude, did you see I copped this?
Whoa, nice.
Number 1 Miles Turner jukebox. No, I bought it off the marketplace for $50.
What?
dude, like Miles Turner is cool. I'm not like a huge Miles Turner fan, but like it's my
A
only
number 1 out of
jukebox
10
moment.
for $50. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
worth it.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not overthinking that.
It's funny. I go on Floaty all the time and do the number 1 in jersey filter, and
Yeah.
I've bought a few. Like the Tisha Pinachero Top Shot debut. I have the jersey serial of. I have a TJ McConnell jersey serial. I got a Ben Simmons perfect serial. So I'll jump in there every once in a while, and if there's like a good enough deal, I'll just pounce on it.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton of jerseys and number 1s because I've never been like keyed in on that, but I've started to look more and more to add a lot of those to my collection.
Okie
burn is
Kid.
real.
I love
Yeah.
the upgrade auctions. The burn is real. Also loved the leaderboards. Having a shot in the top 50 of leaderboards was a great sweat when the list came out. Yeah.
Yeah, basically like, hey, I'm in the top 50. I wonder if I hit
Yeah.
the weighted
Yeah.
draw, which it's I'm glad that we've brought that back. Like I think that sort of fell by the wayside last season, like many things did. And we've gotten back to 2 seasons ago where we are really returning value back to the collector. In the best ways we can. We're gonna have seasonal leaderboards launching here very soon, potentially within the next 10 days. So people are going to start rising to the top of those seasonal leaderboards, and we'll get rewards for their collection based on this season alone, which is something we've never done before. And we're going to be locking your favorite team in because a locked favorite team. So basically, these leaderboards are going to be based on 2 things: your favorite team and your collection for the season. So you as a Jazz fan are only going to be competing against other people who have set their favorite team as Jazz. Yeah. And with a smaller market team like the Jazz, you may not have as much competition of people locking stuff for the season, which gives you even more chances to win. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to switch their favorite team to a team like the Spurs to try to go after Wemby.
Yeah, Dallas.
To try to go after Flag. And it's going to pull people away from other teams. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people are going to come toward the Sixers because of VJ. So I'm a little bit bummed about that myself because I'm going to be trying to go for that stuff. But rewarding in-season collecting, I feel like has never been better. We have these packs when you complete sets, instant delivery that have rookie ultimates in them, that are going to have legendary moments in them, that are going to have low serial parallels in them, and you get them instantly. We were just talking, me and my buddy Guy internally, we were talking about like the set reward pack for clamps, and it's like, dude, you're collecting 20 common moments, and you're going to have a chance at, legendary moments. That's never been the case when you've completed a set or a set challenge. You were always going to, and, people will play the serial lottery, but, you could spend $50 and get a $5 moment. Now you're going to spend $50 and you have chances at huge hits. You can sell the pack on the pack marketplace. You can do all these different things with it. It's become a lot more of a dynamic, way to go about things, and we're seeing pretty good completion on fresh threads and season tip off. I was just going to look real quick at where we're at on both of those.
The Wemby is keeping me away from the tip off for now.
I think that's a lot of people. We have 75 completions on fresh threads and 69 nice completions on season tip-off. And we've put the challenges live for Equinox and Origins and Clamps, and you can like tap in to see what's in those packs. Here, let me send you the link in chat here so you can pull it up real quick. Okay, I just threw it in the StreamYard chat so you can pull that up and look at what's in here. Now these are the packs for completing one of the rare sets in this drop, which is Equinox and Origins. You have a chance at Oscar Robertson Heroes of the Game. You have a chance at the Will Riley Rookie Ultimate. You have chances at 1-of-1 Mojos. You have for every player you have a chance at Mojos. You have chances at the Hexwave and Jukebox, Equinox, and Origins. It's pretty a loaded pack. which is going to be a lot of fun to rip and go after. But yeah, 10 legendary, 2 ultimates, 151.
Yeah.
And then the 733 common, every one of those is a parallel. So like you're getting an upgrade no matter what here, which is a lot of fun. And all the best players this way are in the drop. Everybody has the chance to pull their favorite player. Gone are the days where my favorite player is Luca, and I have to go get a whole bunch of players that maybe I don't collect to get that Luca. But I'm a completionist, so like if I need to go complete the whole set to have an awesome pull like this, sure, I'm going to go for it because like I'm completing the set because I'm having fun. I don't have to go grab these players to like keep up with it. And if I miss one, there's a bottleneck, and now I feel like I can't go after it. Like that to me as a collector was always so frustrating. And the first frustration I had with that was Luca Cool Cats years ago. The amount of money I had to pay for the Luca Cool Cats because I missed that very first challenge. I completed every other challenge in Cool Cats. I missed that first one and I paid dearly for it. And I shouldn't have had to pay so dearly for that. Nobody should have. And so we've gotten to this point now where like, hey, we're not going to create bottlenecks. If somebody misses to do this challenge or people were waiting it out and it never dropped to a price. We saw it last year with the Halliburton bottleneck, and then the LeBron is so low because the Halliburton bottleneck, and people just stopped going after the sets because they couldn't complete it anymore. Like that's not really fun. Like sure, the people who are holding it are probably like, oh, I got this super scarce LeBron, but for the grand scheme of things, isn't it so much better that more people can go after these sets and obviously get great rewards for doing so?
What dawned on me like yesterday or the day before, I mean, this was painfully obvious to everyone but me, but I was rereading the like initial blog, and it's talking about burning for rookie moments that will be Origins, Fresh Gems, and MGLE. And I was like, holy crap, it just dawned on me last year and the year before, MGLE rookies you could only get through challenge reward, like locking, which I completed the set last year, so I was kind of set that way. But this is so much better, and I think it's more proof to collectors that like Top Shot is doubling down on the vision of like creating scarcity, making it balanced, because Top Shot has already like skipped opportunities at easy cash grabs already this season.
Totally. And I think we're still underpricing these boxes and cases. And it was really important to me to provide even more value in them without changing the price, because to me, this box and case model is so much more about enjoyment of ripping the product. When I first joined Top Shot, I could rip packs until my heart was content. And we've gotten back to that sort of model where we always have something on. But to do a box or a case with guaranteed hits, that's always what I wanted. When I go out and buy a hobby box of cardboard, I do it because I'm guaranteed X autographs and X relics. And that's why, it's so much fun to rip a hobby box, because something is coming. You don't know who it's going to be, and it may not be the guy you want, but you're going to have that awesome hit somewhere. And like we've been able to bring that into the product finally. And that to me is really exciting. And it creates an opportunity where somebody goes and they open their box, and maybe they open their Origins box topper, and boom, they hit a Cooper flag, and they're like, rest is gravy. Let me get my money back for the box by selling the packs inside. Now it's starting to feel like a real tangible collectible. I think in the past, especially before the pack marketplace, it's like, all right, if I get all these packs, they're mine. Like there's nothing else I can do with them. Now you can sell them, and then you can go out and get other packs that you want. Like there's so many options now, and that optionality makes it feel so much more like a collectible, so much more like a tangible thing that you have control over, which was so important for this season to make sure that feeling was felt.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we've gone an hour and 15 minutes. I could
That
probably
was
do
quick.
another hour.
Yeah, easily. I should probably get started on my final QA checks. Make sure all the descriptions are good. Make sure all the renders are good. Making sure all the autographs are where they need to be. Making sure that I get those icon issue fixed. So
Yeah.
still have a few things on the checklist. But moving to this monthly cadence that we've been on this season, I think it helps burn out both internally and externally. It helps put out a more compelling drop, and it helps us have the time and space internally to build things out the proper way. The past couple seasons have been such a rat race, just trying to get the content ready and the marketing ready and just do it week over week and burning out everybody. And I think you're seeing the team so much more energized now because we're not like staying up all hours of the night every single day of the week just to like get to the finish line. Like we had this drop ready and approved 5-6 days in advance. Like before we even we got to the announce on Wednesday, everything was ready a week out and everything was ready. Like we haven't been able to experience that and really, enjoy it. And so I think you're seeing all the things that are going on is is sort of coming from that. Like the excitement internally is permeating externally because we have that excitement, we have that care, we have that time and energy to put into these things. And so really been really good so far. And obviously we have even more than a month between this drop and the next one on January 14th. So and that drop is when everybody gets all those set rewards. So free boxes and free packs and all the trade tickets. And we're just going to have like a ton of trade ticket packs. And it's going to be like a celebration this January drop. And I know I've seen Billo, I see your tweets about giving it away more and more and more. As a business, not the best strategy, but we're doing it anyway. And January is when we're going to be giving out a lot of stuff. The first hollows of the season are going to be in that drop. The first MGLEs of the season are going to be in that drop. More Skylines, more Kingmakers. We're going to have just more rookie ultimates. Like it's going to be loaded, and people are going to have chances at it just because they collected sets in the past. And so I think that's an awesome thing. And we'll see how it goes. But a lot of good stuff coming.
Yeah, dude. Congrats. Stoked for you guys. Great work. Everyone's pumped. This is definitely the most my Twitter timeline has the least amount of complaining this series.
That's good to hear because as somebody internally can tell you how it affects people internally, like I think we all have thick skin at this point for how long most of us have been here. When you stay up till 1-2 in the morning working on making sure that like these renders get perfect, or the pack math is just right, or whatever it may be, and then the next day you see somebody like, these guys are the stupidest people I've ever seen. Like, it's rough. Like you put in that time and effort and you're doing something cool, and it doesn't hit with everybody. And obviously it sucks to read and hear those things. But seeing the positive stuff, I've become a big proponent of share the positive stuff internally. Obviously, if there's a big problem, 100% share it. But I don't want somebody that's just like shitting on us for the sake of shitting on us. Like I want people to feel good about the work that they're doing. I want people to feel happy about it. And we've been able to share a lot of really positive sentiment, which has helped people find a new gear of motivation, which is super important in a fast-paced startup like this, that people are enjoying what they're doing. And so thank you to everybody who's positive and sends the positive notes. And please always send us messages if something is really wrong. All I ask is try to be respectful with it.
There's people.
These are decisions by people. So I never want my teammates to feel bad. So obviously you're not going to like everything, and I don't need you to like everything, but just be constructive.
Yep. Well, dude, I really appreciate your time. This is a really good episode for people to be able to go back and watch throughout the day. So.
Yeah, you get into work on the East Coast right about now, 9 a.m.
Yep.
If you're getting to the end of this, I hope you're having a good work day. I hope you're getting ready for the drop in a few hours. And always a pleasure, Coultin. Love jumping on and talking basketball with you. Like we can both talk basketball all day. We're both basketball junkies and sickos, and I think that is what makes this so fun. So thanks for having me.
Yes, dude. Thank you. Good luck today, and good luck to everybody out there going for their boxes and cases. Collect what you love. Stack them
Sponsored
rooks.
by Collecting and Connecting.
Collecting and connecting, baby. All right. Thanks a ton, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye, all.
See you guys.